Cape Town's Tygerberg Hospital is one of the busiest in the country. More than 7,000 babies are born here every year. Sadly, about 1/5 of them will need surgical procedures. The hospital battles to cope under the sheer weight of the need. That's why in 2018, the Carte Blanche Making a Difference Trust decided to lend a helping hand by building a brand new pediatric operating theatre. Now, the Trust is embarking on yet another ambitious project at the hospital, this time the creation of a 2-bed cardiothoracic neonatal and pediatric intensive care unit, which will cater to children with congenital heart, chest or lung conditions. To date, this will be the 20th hospital project that the Trust has undertaken. For Professor Jacques Janssen and Clinical Head of Pulmonology and Pediatric ICU, Professor Pierre Gossard, the new ICU couldn't come soon enough.
In the Western Cape, ICU bed space is at a premium. We would book a patient for theatre and the ICU bed would be full, so you then have to postpone the theatre case until a bed becomes available.
So the value of have dedicated ICU care for these patients is they will be protected from infections and they will have optimum monitoring. So to have their own dedicated specialised care is excellent and is like first world standard what we were able to offer these patients in future.
In light of the COVID-19 pandemic this year, the Carte Blanche Making a Difference Trust decided to do just that, make a difference, by releasing over 4 million rands worth of specialized medical equipment before the project kicked off.
We also got some obvious equipment just before the COVID period. So we used basically for any single COVID positive child that needed to be intubated because that's the safe way of doing it.
It's early morning and I'm privileged enough to join Professor Janssen and his team as they perform corrective surgery on a 3-month-old baby girl. It's a chance to see the donated medical instruments being put to good use.
This child presented with shortness of breath and also with very noisy breathing. So Pierre Gossard, who's the pulmonologist, he scoped the child and that's where he saw the airways are very narrow and it was compressed by this pulsating vessel.
And all of this equipment here has just, it's new.
You never had this before?
Yeah, so obviously if you work on different size children, then you need different size retractors.
This is an intricate operation. Dr. Janssen and his team work with the utmost precision and care.
Wow, man. I'm wearing a mask so you can't see the huge smile that's on my face. It's unbelievable to see so many people. These are like our real superheroes. All of them are huddled around this one life and seeing all of the instrumentation that's been bought by the Making a Difference Trust and knowing that it's not just this baby but many others to follow whose lives are going to be saved and changed forever.
Because of limited space, project architect Rudolf Gutzier from Hospital Design Group had to come up with a more innovative design.
It's small for an ICU. It's a 2-bed facility, and I think the floor area that we got to work with, there's a lot of constraints in that. We've used the nooks and the crannies that you usually don't utilize in a normal ICU. The design that came out is quite different as well.
After months of delays due to the pandemic, thanks to tireless efforts of partners and the generosity of the Trust's donors, patron of the Trust, Carolina Andropoulos, was on hand to officially hand over the building site.
We can formally say that site handover is officially concluded. This 2 November 2020, hellish circumstances notwithstanding, we carry on. So may we shake on that.
Jumping through the window of opportunity as COVID-19 slowed down in the Western Cape, the Carte Blanche Making a Difference Trust and its partners decided to use the limited time left available in 2020 to ensure that the new ICU is ready to welcome its first patients by Christmas this year. Currently, the site is a hive of activity, with many specialized teams working in unison around the clock to achieve this objective.
And there's always a before and an after, you know, once the surgery has happened, and you're getting 2 new ICU units, which are going to be a world of difference, isn't it?
Any increase in surgical capacity will be welcomed. There's a desperate need for surgical services, but it provides the person with a life of difference.
I think with these 2 units, we have built something that I think is a place of excellence and a service of excellence. And we were looking forward to the day that we can fully exploit these 2 particular cardiothoracic beds, and we have a good throughput in order to help most of the kids that have heart problems that could be cured in the Western Cape.
Thanks to the tireless efforts of its professional partners, the Carte Blanche Making a Difference Trust hopes that the completion of this project will mean more infants and children will be given immediate access to life-saving treatment and that no child will ever be turned away.